Good morning, students. So last class we have discussed about the lesson motion and time. So in that motion and time we have studied about the time, right? That also related time also we have discussed. Now in this class we are going to discuss about the measuring time interval. So how we are going to measure the time interval, that we are going to discuss in this class, right? So time interval is taken by an event, is measured by a special watches called stopwatch or a stop clock. So any time interval for an event. So if you are organizing an event, for that, to measure a time we are going to use a special instrument to measure the time. Those instruments we call it as a stopwatches or else stop clock, right? So here stopwatches can be started or stopped at any moment by pressing the button. So this is the what the stopwatch, right? By pressing the button, start button, we can start any time or any moment when the event is there. We can stop any time or any moment when the event is in progress, right? So that's why this is a special device to measure the time, right? So the stopwatch can be started or stopped at any moment by pressing the button, right? So here stopwatches can measure the time up to 1/10 of a second. So it means 1/10 means what? 1/10 of a second. It means 0.1 second also it can measure, right? So it depends on the scale of that stopwatch. Some stopwatches are there, it will measure up to 1/100th of the second. It means 0.01 second of the time that can be measured, right? Depending on the scale of the watches, right? So here stopwatch can measure up to 1/10, so up to 1/10 of a second. So it means 0.1 second. It means an maximal amount of time also it can measure stopwatch. So that's why these are the special devices to use for the measuring the time interval. So stopwatches and stop clocks are used in laboratory for measuring the time interval. So this is what the stopwatch and this is the stop clock. So these two are used in the laboratory to measure the time interval. If we are performing an experiment, then we are going to use these two instruments to measure the time interval. It means to how much time it will take to complete that experiment. So that can be recorded by these two, by the stop clock or as the stop watches. So that's why these are the special devices to measure the time intervals. Next is simple pendulum, right? So simple pendulum is going to work in the measuring of time, that we will study here. So first Galileo in 1853. So here the Galileo Galilei in 1853 suggested that a pendulum, it means a simple pendulum, can be used to regulate the clocks. So you have seen the pendulum clocks in your homes or else somewhere if you went outside you can see these pendulum clocks. So here first the person, that Galileo Galilei in 1853, he suggested that the pendulum can be used to regulate the clock, right? So after that in 1658, so in 1658 Huygens actually used the pendulum to regulate the motion in a clock. So he was the first person to use the pendulum to regulate the motion of the clock, right? He used the pendulum clock, that is who? Huygens. So first concept was given by the Galileo Galilei, then after 1658 the Huygens used the pendulum to regulate the motion of the clock, right? So how it is going to be regulated, that we will discuss here. A pendulum consists of a small bob, it means a metallic ball. A small bob means a metallic ball. Last class only I showed you that a thread is consisting of a pendulum, right? So that is the pendulum, that is it is of a metallic ball. A pendulum consists of a small bob suspended by the thread from the rigid body. So or else rigid support. So here the bob that is suspended with the help of thread by the support of rigid support. It means it will not leave the thread to fall down. It will not leave the bob to fall down from the support. But that's why thread is used, right? So in figure A, so here in figure A, what happens? The pendulum is in rest position. So see here in the figure A, the pendulum is in rest position. It is not moving to and fro motion. That's why it is called as a mean position. So it is in rest position means what? It is in mean position, right? So it means it is starting, it is there only, mean position. So the position where the bob is at maximum distance from the mean position is called extreme position. So here in figure B we can see that. So here is the mean position. So the maximum distance from the mean position to the another position we call it as a extreme position. See here, the position where the bob is at maximum distance from the mean position is called extreme position. So here is mean position, here is extreme position, here is extreme position. So from here to here the maximum distance we called as an extreme position. So from here to here this is an extreme position. So this is also in the extreme position. The point B and the point C both are in the extreme position and the point A is in the mean position. Right. The figure B, the motion from B to C and back to B is one oscillation. So here what? This bob is moving from B to C and back to B. So this motion we call it as a one oscillation. Already I have told you that what is one oscillation? One oscillation rate, right? This is what? One oscillation rate. So here what? From mean position to extreme position, then again mean position, then mean position to extreme position, right? So it is what? Bob going to the position B and again coming back to the B. So from B to the from B to the mean position, then after what? Extreme position, from extreme position to the mean position, then after that extreme position. So like that, see here, from mean position to extreme position, then mean position, then extreme position, then mean position. So this motion we call it as a one complete oscillation, right? So next thing is the maximum displacement of the bob from the mean position is called amplitude of the pendulum. So you have seen this wave diagram, right? So here what are the maximum displacement of the object or as the bob from the mean position. So this is what the mean position. So the maximum displacement is here. So from here to here distance we call it as an amplitude. So what? The maximum displacement of the bob from the mean position is called amplitude of the pendulum, right? The displacement AB and AC is called amplitude of the pendulum. So here their diagram say what? From here to here displacement, from here to here displacement we call it as an amplitude, right? From the right water, the maximum displacement from the mean position to the extreme position we call it as an amplitude, right? So here the displacement AB and AC we call it as an amplitude of the pendulum, right? Next thing, time. The time taken by the bob of a pendulum to complete one oscillation is called time period of the oscillation, or is called time period of the pendulum. That is denoted by the letter capital T. In my last video only I explained about the what is time period. So that is denoted by capital T, and time period is always measured in terms of seconds, right? So here what? The time taken by the object or else the any motion to complete one oscillation we call it as a time period of that pendulum, right? So here what is the time taken by the bob? So here using pendulum. Here the time taken by the bob or pendulum to complete one oscillation is called time period of the pendulum, right? So here what? So from here to here we call it as a one oscillation. To complete this oscillation, how much time will take? That we call it as a time period. So now here we are using what? A bob. So it is rotating from here to here and again from here, from A to C. So this is D. From A to C again back to A. So how much time will take the bob to move from A to C and again C to A? That time will be called as a time period of that pendulum, right? That is denoted by the letter capital T, right? The time taken by the bob of a pendulum, the time taken by the bob of the pendulum to travel from B to C and again back to B is called time period of the pendulum. So from the diagram B, so here from the diagram B, the time taken by the bob to move from B to C and again back to B. So that much time we called as a time period of that pendulum, right? So this is all about the how pendulum works and how pendulum is used to measure the time, right? I hope you understood all the concept, whatever I taught in this class, that you understood. Okay, thank you.